Just off the Halifax River in Daytona, Florida. It is the 42 Challenge live on Schlick Sports, and we've got a rematch between the Creekside Knights and the Hagerty Huskies. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Noah Schlicksup, bringing you this afternoon's coverage live on YouTube. High school baseball spring break action in the 42 Classic Tournament. The Huskies coming in at 13-1, suffered their first loss of the season last night to Windermere, whereas Creekside coming in off an undefeated week, looking to carry that momentum into a rematch with the Huskies. They lost this game 2-0 a few weeks ago. Alex Pantoja was the hero in that one for the Huskies. He drove in both runs on a 2-out single in the third while tossing 5 shutout innings on the mound. Creekside limited to just 4 hits on offense and had 5 runners get into scoring position. They were not able to bring them home, but the offense has been hot in the month of March. 8 players in this Creekside offense hitting over 300, all of them with a minimum of 10 at-bats. They are hitting .316 as a team since the turn from February to March. We are going to send you down to the field now for the starting lineups and the national anthem coming up on Schlick Sports.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's baseball matchup featuring the Creekside Knights and Hagerty Huskies baseball. To start off with, we're starting with Creekside Knights starting lineup. Leading off, the left fielder number 4, Zach Jackson. The right fielder number 8, Hunter Schlick. The catcher number 3, Connor Ellison. The third baseman number 1, Parker Ford. The designated hitter number 12, Nick Romero. The center fielder number 6, Michael Weish. The first baseman number 7, Natalie Nancy. The shortstop number 2, Ian Benjamin. The second baseman number 16, Anthony Roman. And pitching for the Creekside Knights this afternoon, number 10, Matt Weish. Leading off, third baseman number 26, Brandon Levy. Playing left field, number 31, Alex Pantoja. And right field, number 2, Steven Chapa. The designated hitter, number 10, Max Murray Jr. The center fielder, number 23, Ryan Costello. The second baseman, number 47, Aiden Carney. The first baseman, number 35, Isaiah Torres. The catcher, number 16, Carlos Morales. Shortstop, number 4, Jalen Copeland. And pitching for the Huskies today is number 9, Noah Atkins. Ladies and gentlemen, we now take the time to please stand and we all have so we can play our national anthem.
And it is time for baseball here on Schlick Sports. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Jackie Robinson Ballpark for the Huskies and the Knights. Time now to take a look at how these two teams match up. Creekside enters this game with a record of 7-6. Hagerty at 13-1. Creekside has played the toughest schedule in Florida, and they've already been tested on the road against this Hagerty team. We'll see if the second time around the Knights can fare better against this Huskies lineup. The batting order for Creekside, they're led off by Zach Jackson, followed by Hunter Schlegel and Connor Belizik. 4, 5, 6, Morton Romeo and Mike Bysham. And rounding things out for the Creekside Knights, Tavern Blansett, Aiden Benechek, and Tony Romeo. They'll be going up against Noah Adkins on the mound for Hagerty. Adkins is a sophomore standing at 6'1", 180. He has appeared in 4 games this year, a record of 4-0 over 15 1/3 on the mound. He has allowed 5 runs, none of them earned, striking out 33 batters in 15 1/3. That is tough to do, and he's done it efficiently, only walking 10, opponents hitting 158 against Adkins this season. Out on the field for the Huskies on the infield, third to first, Brandon Levy with Jalen Copeland at short, Aiden Kearney, the second baseman, Isaiah Torres over at first. In the outfield, it's Pantoja, Boscolo, and in right field, the Huskies playing Steven Chucka, the UCF commit. Behind the plate, Morales, and as we mentioned, Noah Adkins out on the mound. Creekside is coached by Chris King in his 8th season as the Knights head coach. The Huskies led by Mike Sindone. He's had 6 years at Hagerty, at 89-45 record as Hagerty's head coach. This team made a trip to the Final Four under him in 2012. The Huskies coming into this matchup ranked 12th in the state of Florida, Creekside 95. The rankings dropped, the last set of rankings dropped just over a week ago, so it'll be interesting to see how these two teams change in those ratings come next week after Creekside has picked up 3 straight wins, and the Huskies, they've dropped a game, but they've continued with their winning ways, 13-1, their best start since 2018. It is a beautiful day on the river, 66 degrees, wind blowing at 12 miles per hour. It is blowing in from center field. Creekside, with their bats booming, have homered they've homered 4 times in the last 4 games. Connor Belizik with 3 of them. He is batting third for the Knights. Look out for him in this one. Zach Jackson leading things off for Creekside. Jackson, a guy who sees a lot of pitches. Still waiting on that batting average to start ticking up there. Hasn't quite hit his rhythm yet, but he's been swinging it well, making good contact, and he's done his job in that leadoff spot. The lineup's been working with him in that position. First pitch, ball 1, and we are underway at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. First pitch at 12:04. Creekside with fond memories here in Daytona as they won the first 42 Classic 2 years ago, going 4-0 here in this ballpark. Jackson takes a strike on the inside corner. Adkins missing on his third pitch. 3 balls and a strike on the Creekside leadoff man, Zach Jackson. Three-one, ball 4. Jackson will take his base on the leadoff walk, and that brings up Hunter Schlegel. Jackson didn't swing at a single pitch. And hey, it worked. 5 pitches, and he's standing on first base. Righty on lefty. Outside for a ball to Hunter Schlegel. He's made that move from DH to right field, coming back off that injury. Pickoff move, and Jackson back in time at first base. Creekside is a team that is not afraid to test the catcher and steal bases. They're also not afraid to lay down a bunt. Schlegel takes ball 2. That is now 6 balls in 7 pitches for Noah Adkins. Maybe the adrenaline running high. It's a cool experience coming to pitch in a minor league ballpark, especially one as historic as this one. Plenty more on that to come in this broadcast. It's always cool to come to a venue where you can do some research. Jackson on first for Creekside. Stays put. A strike across the plate on Schlegel. These two teams could be seeing quite a bit of each other even after this. 2 regular season matchups is unprecedented in high school baseball. But being in the same region, 2 of the contenders in 7A, they could be having themselves a 3-game playoff set just a month from now. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Down low in the dirt for ball 3. Full count on Hunter Schlegel, the senior, hitting .361 this season. Jackson goes. The pitch is up high for ball 4. Creekside nets 2 base runners on back-to-back walks. Nobody out in the top of the first inning. And that brings up Connor Belizik. And no one's swinging it much better than him. Really, I'd be willing to bet in the country right now. .525 batting average, OPS up over 1,500. He's slugging at the .950 mark and has homered in 3 of the last 4 games. Just a sophomore. The first pitch to Belizik. Misses for ball 1. Connor with the 4th best batting average in 7A, the best slugging percentage in Class 7A. He's top 150 in the country in home runs, and that's just in the last 4 games he's totaled that. Foul tip, strike 1. It's interesting hearing that mic pick up some of the chirps from the dugout. Hagerty making plenty of noise right now. Creekside will have their fair share of comments on that first base side. Throw to first as Schlegel caught off the base, gets back in time. Up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Noah Adkins trying to avoid his third straight walk. Belizik rips this one to left. That ball is down, and that's going to get to the wall. Jackson scores. Schlegel coming around third. He's headed to the plate. He will score. Connor Belizik with the 2-run double. Creekside strikes first. It's 2-0. That's got to feel good for the Creekside Knights. They left opportunities on the base paths and wasn't able to produce anything their first time around against Hagerty. Striking for 2 runs before recording an out. Absolutely huge for Creekside and their confidence in the first inning. This is a big-time test, not just this game, but this tournament. Morton showing bunt, pulls back. It's called a strike. Morton again showing bunt, lays it down. The throw will go to first. It is not. It will get Morton, and Morton does his job, advancing the courtesy runner, Jonah Leiby, over to third. Brings up Nick Romeo. 2 runs in for Creekside, 1 away in the top of the first. Romeo back in the batter's box. A runner on third base. Pops this one up. Shallow right field. That ball is caught by Chukka, and they will not test his arm from that range. I don't think anybody would. Brings up Michael Bysham. I mentioned earlier, Creekside's got fond memories out here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Probably no one with better memories than Michael Bysham, who was probably the MVP of that championship win in the first 42 Classic. He walked it off in extra innings against Sandalwood. Right here, lays down a bunt, going for the single, and he got it! A 2-out bunt single, driving in Jonah Leiby. It is 3-0 Knights. Hagerty is going to argue this call. It looked to me as if Bysham beat it. Looking at this on the broadcast, I'll get a second look. And it is safe to say that Bysham was in fact safe at first base. Beat that throw by about a half step. The umpires conferencing on the infield. And the call stands, 3-0 Creekside. It has been really fascinating to watch Creekside and how they've approached bunting as the season's progressed. They like playing small ball. First week of the season, they could not get a bunt down to save their lives. Kept runs off the scoreboard. It hurt them offensively. And something switched. They've gotten progressively better with it as the season's gone on. Progressed to being comfortable laying down a sacrifice bunt. And in the past couple weeks, we've seen that bunt turn into a weapon where they are comfortable with a multitude of guys in any situation, laying down a bunt and feeling confident they can turn that into a single, just as Bysham did there with 2 outs to play another run. And after the stolen base, he is in scoring position. with 2 outs and Tavern Blansit up at the plate. He takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blansit went 3 for 3 in Creekside's last time out. That was senior night against Nice. Two-two count. Runner on second, 2 away in the top of the first. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will set down Blansit to end the inning. But it was a big one for the Creekside Knights. 3 runs home in the top of the first. First chance for the Huskies coming up next on Schlick Sports.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Matt Bysham on the mound, taking on Brandon Levy. Leading things off in the bottom of the first inning. Creekside up 1-0 on Hagerty. Right back to Bysham. He'll flip on to first. 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the first inning for Hagerty. Time now to take a look at the batting order for the Huskies. They're led off by Levy, followed by Alex Panhoa and Steven Chukka. Part of the order, Murray Foscolo and Kearney. And rounding things out, Isaiah Torres, Carlos Morales, and Jalen Copeland. Or excuse me, Noah Adkins, the pitcher, is hitting. Copeland, the shortstop, being DH for. Some of those coaches throw me off with their lineup cards. Panselha fouls one off. He had the big-time hit and the big-time performance on the mound in Game 1 between these two sides. He drove in both runs for Hagerty on a 2-out single in the 3rd inning. Tossed 5 shutout innings. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left fielder in this matchup. Bysham gets the swing and miss for strike 3. Matt is making his 5th appearance and 4th start of the season. He's previously gone 14 innings. No decisions for him, but Creekside has won in every game he's pitched. He's allowed 9 runs, only 1 of them earned. He hasn't been backed up too well by his defense, especially in that last start against Columbia. His ERA at 0.50 and a whip under 1. He struck out 18 while walking just 5. He's got the UCF commit Steven Chukka down in an 0-2 count. Into the windup, he delivers. Ball 1 to the right fielder. Little chopper towards first. Blansett flips on to Matt Bysham, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. Great start for the Creekside Knights. They plate 3 in the first and shut down the Huskies' bats in the bottom half of the inning. Back after this break for the second inning here from Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jacks 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jacks, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show.
They're all in on Trevor. Of course.
Download the Action News Jacks Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjacks.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Top of the second inning, Aiden Benechek hitting in the 8th spot. It's 8-9-1 coming up for Creekside as they lead 3-0 over Hagerty. Creekside has had their ups and downs to start the season. February, a bit of a struggle for them. They hit .220. They had some really good performances, some really not so good performances. Again, faced the toughest schedule in the state of Florida. Funny enough, they had their record at one point was 4-3 against teams against Florida inside the top 100 and 0-3 of teams outside the top 100. So they didn't take care of business right away against teams that they probably should have beaten. Last week they had some must-win games, it seemed like, and they came out and outscored their opponents 19-5. And the pitchers last week throwing 21 innings as a pitching staff and didn't allow a single earned run. Benechek draws the 4-pitch walk. That's the 3rd walk already of the outing for Noah Adkins. That brings up Tony Romeo. He had that big-time 2-run single that lifted Creekside over Columbia last week. Hagerty expecting bunt. Romeo tries to get it down unsuccessfully. It's strike 1. Bunt is out in front of the plate. Throw goes to first, and it is in time. A sacrifice bunt moves Benechek into scoring position for the top of the order. And Zach Jackson Jackson walked and scored an inning ago. Free bases will come back to bite you. Creekside has 2 hits, 3 runs. Adkins has walked 3 batters. Puts you in a tough spot out on the mound. He's got to find a way to get into the strike zone a little bit more consistently. As there's ball 1 to Jackson. Comes set, working out of the stretch. Outside 2-0. Adkins had come into this start and he had walked 10 batters in 15 1/3. It's about 2 walks every 3 innings, which isn't exactly where you'd like to be at as a pitcher, but it's not walking hitters at the rate he has been in this start. Looks like he's getting good life on that fastball. He's got good stuff, and came into this start, he hadn't allowed a single earned run yet this season. He's already given up 3. Benechek dancing on second. Down and away, Benechek breaks for third. The throw down, close play, not gonna get him. It'll be 3-2 on Zach Jackson. And now a runner on third base. According to Perfect Game, that fastball in the mid to high 80s. Infield in. 1 away in the top of the second. Jackson skies this one into foul ground down the first base side. It is out of play. Onto the visitors' locker room. Another payoff pitch. That swung on and missed. A big-time K there for Noah Adkins. 2 outs. And that brings up Hunter Schlegel. Went back to the fastball, it looked like right there. A little elevated. Got Jackson to swing through it. Second strikeout of the game for Adkins. A ball has rolled onto the third base side of the field from the Hagerty bullpen. Swinging strike 1 to Schlegel. They've got the bullpens out on the field here at Hagerty, at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Something you typically see in older ballparks like this one. I miss seeing the bullpens down the right and left field lines at Wrigley Field. Just added something a little bit to the aesthetic of the ballpark. Two balls and 2 strikes on Hunter Schlegel. That one got him. Caught looking on the outside corner. That ends the inning and strands a runner on third. We play on to the bottom of the second inning, Creekside and Hagerty. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Bottom of the second inning, heart of the order coming up for the Huskies. Max Murray Jr., Ryan Foscolo, and Aiden Kearney. Matt Bisham set him down in order back in the first. Starts off with ball one. Max Murray Jr., the senior, standing at 6'3", 210, committed to UCF, one of two Knights commits in the starting lineup. Coming off of a nice performance on the mound last night. Windermere dropping their first game of the season, Hagerty dropping their first game of the season to Windermere, who Creekside will play tomorrow night at 6 o'clock back here in Daytona. Back up the middle and into center field. That will be a base hit for Max Murray Jr. First hit and first base runner of the game for Hagerty, leading things off in the bottom of the second, and that brings up Foscolo, the center fielder. This is a team that has outscored their opponents 75-17 this season. Comes out to an average of about 5.36 per game. Whereas opponents against Hagerty have averaged 1.21 runs per game. Team ERA, 0.51. And as a team, when you're backing up that pitching staff with run support like Hagerty has, it'll lead to good things, such as a 13-1 record. Trying to lay down a bunt, he went, throw down to first, not in time. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the center fielder, Foscolo, committed to the University of Kentucky. And we are having another conversation between Mike Sindone and the home plate umpire. He's trying to argue that he did not attempt the bunt. I didn't see much of an attempt to pull back until after the ball had crossed the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, down low and away. Matt Bisham out there laughing on the mound. Hearing from the dugout that he can't get his pitches up. That one is up, but is outside. One on, nobody out. The 3-2. Ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. Belizik will go out there to try to calm down Bisham on the mound. Hagerty probably has the loudest dugout I've heard since Sandalwood in the 42 Classic 2 years ago. Sandalwood not quite as loud anymore. But it's easy to get into your head when you're a pitcher out there and you are being reminded of your mistakes every second. You're hearing that dugout, you want to quiet them, but it's on your nerves a little bit out there. That one is fouled back into Connor Belizik. And we will have a moment for Belizik to shake that one off. Catcher, not a very forgiving position. Both umpires on the mound talking with Matthew Bisham. Aiden Kearney up at the plate, this second baseman. He's the number 3 player in the class of 2028. The freshman has lived up to the rating so far, hitting .390 with 1 home run, 12 RBIs. Lancet playing in from first base, anticipating a bunt. They are in the head of Matthew Bisham right now. I think I'd have to have a good amount of caffeine in me. Or some. I typically consider myself to have pretty good high energy. This is something else right here. Blooper out into shallow left field. Benechek with his foot still on the infield dirt, or turf, I should say. Makes the catch. 1 out in the inning. Off the bat, I thought that one might travel a little further than it did. Not sure if that got caught up in the wind a little bit or something. This is it blowing in pretty hard. Strike 1 to Isaias Torres, another really highly rated freshman. He's a freshman who throws 88 off the mound. And he is huge. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. In the bottom of the second, full windup, Bisham delivers. Outside, 2-1. Infield in for Creekside as this one is fouled back. Big pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. Foul down that third baseline. Good contact. Just a couple feet foul. Torres stands at 6'3", 195. He awaits the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Big time K there for Matt Bysham. 2 on, 2 out. And the catcher, Carlos Martinez, steps up. Morales steps up. Morales hitting 190, 3 RBIs. Strike 1. Bysham back into the zone, 0-2. After the first 2 men reaching on a single and a walk, he is 1 pitch away from escaping the inning. The 2-strike offering on the way. Foul tip. That one drops down after hitting off the glove of Belizik. He stays alive. Noah Adkins, the pitcher, on deck. Should this inning make it to him? Bysham will step off. The 2-strike pitch, down and away. The 1-2. Out to right. Coming in on this one, Schlegel. Drops! 1 run scores, 2 runs in. Morales headed for third, and he is in with a 2-run triple. That one won't go down as an error, but it's one that Schlegel probably should have had. Two-run score, and the tying run now on third. Noah Adkins trying to help himself out. Ball low, 1-0. Foul tip back to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is chopped over to first. Blancett steps on the base to end the inning. 2 runs do score for Hagerty with 2 outs. 3-2 ball game as we hit the third on Schlick Sports.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Back at the home of the Daytona Tortugas, Jackie Robinson Ballpark in Daytona, Florida. Connor Belizik, Parker Morton, and Nick Romeo coming up here in the top of the third for Creekside. 3-2 ball game. Adkins with his first pitch to Belizik goes inside for a ball. Creekside plated 3 in the first. Hagerty responded with 2 in the second. We had quite the pitcher's duel our first time around. This one trending in a bit of a different direction. Just 4 hits between the two teams, but 5 runs. Creekside has been very selective on the pitches they swing at from Noah Adkins, and for good reason, as the control hasn't been there for him in this game. Swings through that one for strike 3, 1 away in the top of the third inning. Brings up Parker Morton to the plate. Parker Morton had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. 2-0 count right here. Swings through the fastball. One away in the top of the third. Got him with the sword right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Parker Morton. See if he goes back to that fastball. With the curveball, gets him chasing in the dirt. 2 up, 2 down, both on strikeouts for Creekside. And that brings up Nick Romeo. He popped out to shallow right field his first time up. Romeo was not in the lineup for Creekside at the plate for senior night last week as he was on the mound. Threw a gem of a game. However, the last time he was up at the plate in the game before, batted in this 5 spot, hit his first career home run at North Marion. Adkins fires, sent the other way, down the left field line, trailing foul, and out of play. Two strike count. Kick and the pitch. Blooped out towards shallow right, second base area, and that is caught by Kearney for a 1-2-3 inning. Momentum shifting in this ball game. Knights down in order. Hagerty trying to build on that momentum when we return. Just across the Halifax River, Daytona Beach. We are on an island, playing some island baseball. There are a few buildings on this island, and one of them, historic Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Creates a cool atmosphere. You look around and you're surrounded by water. We entered from the third base side, where they have a gate and an arch as you enter, and you're walking down right next to the river. A lot of cool stuff on that side. They have some Jackie Robinson exhibits highlighting some of the different things he did throughout his athletic career. A long jump set up, a little basketball hoop. And one of his biggest moments coming at this ballpark, 79 years ago yesterday, Jackie Robinson made his spring training debut with the then Brooklyn Dodgers. Right here at what is now named after him, Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Back to Bisham, sends it over to first in time for out number one. I was actually reading about that story on the way over here and how that ended up in Daytona. If I have this correct, this is off, I didn't write this down, this is coming off the top of my head. They had talks with Jacksonville and J.P. Small Park and Sanford, but they would not allow Robinson to play there due to their rules on integration in baseball. Daytona allowed him to play, and the rest is history. So much history in this ballpark, as it is the oldest minor league stadium. That's definitely the most significant. 2-2 pitch. Chopper over to first. Blancett's got it. Takes it himself. Sets down Pantoja. Steven Chukka, next man up. This ballpark opened on June 4th, 1914. Down the right field line, that's a base hit. Shucka takes the turn, and it took a good hop for him. Schlegel sends it into the infield, and it is a double for Steven Shucka. When this place opened, it wasn't much more than just a baseball diamond and some bleachers set up, just a community park. The grandstand in the press box was added in the 1920s. And what we are currently set up in is one of the few remaining rooftop press boxes in professional baseball. Chris King's out there, maybe. I heard fair ball being said. I'm not sure exactly 100% sure what the argument is. It looked pretty 100% fair to me. Are they bringing? There's something going on with the umpire. Getting water out to him. Chris King holding his mask. You hope he's okay. Set up out here in hot Florida sun, dressed in all black. We're going to step away for the injury or what we have going on here with the umpire. Be back after this break. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside 25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy. So good news, our home plate umpire back into position. We concluded up here we think he's dehydrated, cramping a little bit. Good now, a couple warm-up pitches later, and back to baseball. 2 outs and a runner on second after the double from Steven Chucka. Max Murray Jr. singled and scored an inning ago. The single could do the trick right here to tie this ball game up. Skies this one into center. Coming in on this one, Bysham. It dropped. We are tied. That is the area of the outfield that I like to refer to as the Bermuda Triangle. Go out there, it's dangerous. Bysham lost that ball. No one really had any idea where it was. Dropped in no man's land. And that's 3 runs in now that probably shouldn't be in. Creekside outfielders should have probably had each of those fly balls. Bysham looking right into the sun. A high pop-up, tough to track, but in the end, he's got to get that one. Tied up 3 apiece in the bottom of the third. Oh, 0-1 on Foscolo. Strike 2. That outside corner has been extended a little bit. It's trailing a little bit towards that inner white line in the left-handed batter's box. I'd go right back to it. The 0-2. Sent foul. Still 2 strikes on Foscolo. Two-strike count. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hagerty ties it up on the bloop single. Brand new ball game as we hit the 4th inning.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Shacks 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jacks, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show.
They're all in on Trevor. Of course.
Download the Action News Jacks Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjacks.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Shacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Tied up 3-3. Creekside plated 3 in the top of the 1st inning. Hagerty has been able to tie it up with 3 unanswered runs. The Knights trying to regain some momentum in this ball game as Bysham skies one into left field. Coming in, fighting the sun, and making the catch is Pantoja. One out in the inning. Brings up Tavern Blancett. He struck out his first time up. Rips one hard but foul. Got a hold of that baseball. Just out in front of it. Two-strike pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. Oh, they said he went. 2 outs. I don't know about that one. Banachek taking a ball. 2 quickly down in the inning. One 0 is sent to right, and the catch is made by Chukka. Another 1-2-3 inning for Noah Adkins. 3-3 ball game, heading on to the bottom of the 4th. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch swinging Aiden Carney. Awkward looking hack at that one. The 0-1 outside. Rips this one on a line. Banachek almost made the catch. In and out of the glove. Great effort there. Will be a single for Aiden Carney. Isaiah Torres after the leadoff single. One strike now on Isaiah Torres. Bysham has been out of the zone a little more than typical in this game. He's normally a pretty good strike thrower. He's thrown 65 pitches now, 44 of them strikes. But it seems like the control hasn't necessarily been 100% today. One ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Didn't get it up right there, but it did the trick. One on, one out. Carlos Morales drove in 2 runs his last time up. Swings through that first pitch for strike 1. Bysham's got a good fastball, high 80s, low 90s. Likes mixing in that slider as well. Got a couple other pitches. 0-2 count. I'd be willing to bet slider right here from Matt Bysham. Gavin Dupre is throwing in the bullpen for Creekside. Checking on that runner, Belizik. Not going to get him. Interesting. Dupre normally a starter for Creekside. They play 4 games this week. Maybe we should go in Johnny Holstaff for all of it. I don't know. But a tough game against Windermere tomorrow. You got him, Nick Romeo. But I'd imagine they'd want to save him for a start, but it looks like they're ready to bring him in out of the pen. Unless he's just getting in a bullpen, I don't know. Noah Adkins after back-to-back strikeouts. Another pickoff move, and another time Carney is back in time. Ground ball to third. Morton fields, throws to first, takes a couple hops, pulls Blancett off the bag. Carney will stay put at third base. The Knights' defense is hurting them in a big way in this game. Not the first time this season. The inning should be over. Should still probably be 3-0. But instead, 2 runners in scoring position. As Dupre going to take a seat in the dugout. There's just not much else you can say other than they got to do a better job backing up their pitcher on the field. They called a balk on Matt Bysham. Hagerty now has the lead. Chris King is going out to talk about this. And I'll look back at the replay and try to see what Bisham did. He moved his arm to signal a redo, to signal for Belizik to give him the signs again. I've seen that happen before. I've never seen it called as a balk. And now it is 4-3. Brandon Levy, 1-0. I'm going to go ahead and just... Maybe the ruling is he has already come set. Ground ball to Benechek. Throws to first. Good stretch by Blansett to end the inning. Creekside's defense falters, puts a run up on the scoreboard on a balk. And it is now 4-3 Hagerty as we head on to the fifth. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Top of the fifth inning now as it is 4-3 Hagerty. And Creekside has continuously shot themselves in the foot in this game. Matt Bisham very upset as he went back to the dugout. It's 9-1-2 coming up for Creekside. You can hear him telling his guys to wake up, get some energy. This Creekside has been dead for the last 3 innings. Momentum entirely with the Huskies. Ground ball from Romeo out to shortstop. Throw not in time. Tony Romeo legs out an infield single. Bang, bang play. Leadoff man on board representing the tying run. Zach Jackson with a runner on first. Takes one right down Broadway. Strike one. Noah Adkins has done a phenomenal job out on the mound since a very rough start. Jackson wanted time, didn't get it. Pitch misses for a ball. Adkins allowed 5 of the first 8 to reach base, gave up 3 runs. Since then, he has responded by setting down 9 straight. That streak was just snapped by Tony Romeo. Inside on Jackson. Foul ball. Leave the stadium. Two balls, 2 strikes. Noah Adkins comes set, delivers to the plate. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Brings up Hunter Schlegel. 1 on, 1 out. And Creekside making a switch on the base paths. Josh Huber running for Tony Romeo. Maybe he missed a sign, or I'm not sure. Ball 1 on Schlegel. He is 0 for 1, also reaching on a walk in this game. Creekside had a couple of come-from-behind wins in their first 42 Classic appearance, trying to work some of that same magic against Hagerty. Huber back in time on the pickoff move to first base. Ball and a strike on Schlegel. Runner goes. That ball is down in right field for a base hit. Huber, a late move to third. It's a bad throw. Allows him to reach. Schlegel trying for second. He is tagged out. And out on the base paths, Huber stopped on second, was dead to rights. The throw took the third baseman off the bag. Not sure exactly why they sent Schlegel to second. Glass half full. Got a runner on third base. Glass half empty. Now 2 outs. Connor Belizik up at the plate. The tying run 90 feet away. He's 1 for 2. With an RBI double. That plated 2 his first time up. Behind 0-2 in the count. Adkins set. His 2-strike offering. Misses for ball 1. Looked like that one missed high. got to judge by the catcher's mitt from up here. The 1-2. Another ball. Count evens up 2 apiece. The kick and the pitch. Tap foul. Belizik stays alive. The move to the plate. Called strike 3 to end the inning. Big time pitch there from Noah Adkins, and Hagerty fired up with a 1-run advantage. We play on to the bottom of the 5th inning on Schlick Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside 25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy. Bottom of the 5th inning, 4-3. Hagerty with the lead over Creekside. The Knights jumped out to an early 3-0 lead in the first, and since then, the Huskies have plated 4 runs, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Creekside out on the field and at the plate have not made winning plays. Some errors, some missed fly balls, and some strikeouts at bad moments. Creekside has been striking out a lot up at the plate. Momentum killers. This is the type of game that shows what a team's made of. Tough opponent, things aren't going your way. Are you able to bounce back? Are you able to fight? Just a 1-run ball game, but the deficit from up here feels like a lot more. Ground ball to second. Romeo flips on to Blancett. 1 away. You saw Creekside get that leadoff single in the 5th inning. Had another single with 1 out, but Schlegel was caught trying to extend that into 2 bases after the throw to third. And then with the tying run on third, a 2-out strikeout ended the inning. Got the heart of the order coming up. Time's starting to run low, though. You've got to make some plays. Matt Bysham. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In on the hands, it's sent the other way. Glove by Morton. Throw to Blancett is in time. Four runs have scored in this game. 1 scored on a triple that got past the right fielder, Hunter Schlegel. One that should have been caught. Another one scored on a bloop single. Another one that should have been caught. Those were the first 3 runs. And then the 4th run scoring on a balk after an error was committed that should have ended the inning. Defensively, it hasn't been pretty. And since the first inning, the offense has been quiet. Got the chance in the top half of the 5th and deflating a couple of strikeouts in the top of the order. Two outs, 2 balls, no strikes on Max Murray Jr. He's 2 for 2. Pitch walk. 2 out base runner. Matt Bisham bouncing as the Hagerty dugout chants ball 5. Misses low. 1-0. The 1-1. Strike 2 on Foscolo. Two outs, 1 on. Slow chopper towards first. Blants it to Bisham. Safe. Bisham tried to tag the base with the baseball rather than step on it. And it looks like the runner on first, a little banged up after the head first slide, maybe jamming a finger. Those can always be dangerous. I'm trying to look back at the replay here and see what I can see. The umpires conferencing. Chris King asking about that call, slowing it down. It looked to the naked eye to me that he was safe. Unless Bisham did get the base with his foot, which he might have, he is safe. It's hard to tell because on my frame, not the highest, it's kind of pixely from that range. And then it gets blocked by the body. They will keep the call safe. Now Chris King will go out and talk to Matt Bisham. And that's going to do it for him. Good outing there for Matt Bisham. Just defense has got to do a better job for him. 2 outs in the 5th inning. 4-3 Hagerty, and Xander Brown is on to try to get out number 3 when we return on Schlick Sports.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Two on, two out as we hit this pitching change, brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you are ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Xander Brown making his first appearance in a little bit for Creekside. He's making his third on the season. Hasn't allowed any runs, gone 2/3 of an inning. Just needs one out right here. And it is Aiden Carney. Brown, the sophomore lefty. Runners on first and second, one-run ball game. Strike one to the second baseman. Hard contact. That one about 40 feet foul. Two strikes on Aiden Carney. Brown fires. Fly ball to right. Backtracking, Schlegel camps under it and makes the catch to end the inning. Xander Brown comes out and retires the side. Two-out threat is neutralized. Still 4-3 Hagerty. Time now for another pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you are ready to make a change on your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Matthew Alfonso out of the bullpen for Hagerty. Alfonso, making his sixth appearance of the season, has gone 6 1/3 out on the mound. Hasn't allowed any runs. He's struck out 4 while walking 4. Opponents hitting .227 against Alfonso. He gets ready to face 4, 5, 6 for Creekside. Morton, Romeo, Bisham. Out to left, that ball is caught on a line by Pantoa. 1 out in the inning. Brings up Nick Romeo. Four 3 ball game, top of the 6th. The lefty Alfonso working off the right side of the rubber from where he's standing. Romeo sends this one back up the middle, stopped on a backhand. Carney throws to first. 2 outs. Nice play there by Carney. Made it look easy on one that I know is not as easy as it seemed. Mike Bisham taking a strike. Drew Williams up in the bullpen for Creekside. You can hear that wind howling. That ball ricocheted off the dirt and off the catcher. Ended up as ball 1. Two outs, nobody on base for Creekside. Alfonso with the delivery, line drive, that is into left center field. Bisham trying to leg out a double. The throw will not get him. A 2-out double for Mike Bisham. Runner in scoring position for the Creekside Knights. Big spot now for Tavern Blansett. Runner on second. 2 outs in the inning. Mike has got good speed. Base hit to the outfield, got a good chance of scoring him. Oh, 1 count. That ball is up and it is down in left field. Bisham takes the turn. He's headed for home. He will score. Tavern Blansett ties us up in the 6th. That ball was not hit very hard, but was hit just hard enough to sneak over the head of Jalen Copeland. How about that? Tavern's brother Porter came up with an absolutely huge hit in the 42 Classic a couple of years ago. And much like his brother Tavern, in the same ballpark, coming through at the dish. Going back in my scorebook, I love that I have a giant scorebook now where I can go back a few years and see some of those games. It takes a little bit of sifting. It was Porter Blansett against Oviedo. He pinch hit in the bottom of the 6th inning, drove in 2 runs to help seal the win. Aiden Benechek at the plate. Takes a strike on the outside corner. I think both teams have grown a little frustrated with the outside corner, but it's been consistent. Got to be ready to swing and adjust. Tie ball game now in the top of the sixth. The runner on first. That's Cackle Reese running for Blansett. A 2-out rally for the Knights, tying it up. Now a 2-2 count on Aiden Benechek. Wouldn't be surprised if they send the runner. They hold him. Benechek sends this one to left center field. That ball is caught by the center fielder, Flascolo, to retire the side. But with 2 outs, Bysham doubles, Blansett singles him home, and we are tied up at 4-4, heading on to the bottom of the 6th inning on Schlick Sports.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Shacks 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jacks, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show.
They're all in on Trevor. Of course.
Download the Action News Jacks Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjacks.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Creekside has had 2 big doubles in this game, one from Connor Belizik in the first, which drove in 2 runs. And Mike Bysham with 2 outs, a double to left center field, was driven in by Tavern Blansett on the next AB. And all Creekside doubles are brought to you by Triple Crown Fence. Call today for a free estimate at 305-331-9377. Xander Brown is back out to face the bottom of the order. It's Isaiah Torres, who is hit by the first pitch. And it looks like Creekside will make a move to the bullpen. Drew Williams on in relief after this pitching change, brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you're ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Time now for another pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance. The Baselli Agency out of the bullpen. Drew Williams. Runner on first. Nobody out. Showing bunt. Check throw to first. Close. Not in time. Nice job by Blancett to keep that on the infield. Carlos Morales. He is the catcher and the first to greet Drew Williams. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 6th. Morton creeping in to defend against the bunt. Pulls back. It is ball 2. Excuse me. Ball 1, as apparently he went for that first pitch. Good bunt. Coming in to field it. Williams, bare hands, throws on to first. The sac bunt gets the job done. There is now 1 out, but the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Noah Adkins is being hit for by number 28, and that is Michael Pastrana Jr. He is hitting .077, but getting on base at the .350 mark. That is in 21 plate appearances. So though the hits haven't exactly been there yet, he's finding ways to get on base, which is huge in high school baseball, at any level of baseball. He's drawn 4 walks, been hit by 2 pitches. Stands in on the plate. His knees boarding with that white chalk. Not giving the pitcher much room to miss on the inside. Two-strike count. Williams with the delivery. Hop foul and out of play. We'll do it again, 0-2. Williams, another foul ball. He's fighting, staying alive, seeing pitches. Trying to set the table for the top of the order. Fly ball to center. Michael Bysham ranging over to right center field, makes the catch. And the runner on second will stay put. 2 outs. Isaiah Torres stands in scoring position. Or excuse me, he has been pinch run for by Kelton Fitzgerald. Brandon Levy. He is 0 for 3, looking to put that all behind him. The go-ahead run on second base. First pitch strike. Levy turned around, didn't seem too thrilled about the call. Calls time. Levy is grounded out in all 3 plate appearances. 1 back to the pitcher, 1 to first, and 1 to shortstop. Made good contact on that last one. Drew Williams calling out Belichick to chat on the mound. Williams gets the sign and comes set at the waist. Gets the call on the outside corner. Levy again not happy about it, still looking back to the umpire. But that's been the call. It's been good 2-3 baseballs off the outside of the plate. Both lefties and righties. The 0-2. Ground ball to short. Benechek fields, throw to first, in time! Drew Williams comes out of the pen, sets him down in order. On to the 7th, tied up between Creekside and Hagerty. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Pinch hitting to start the 7th inning, Gavin Dupre in place of Tony Romeo. (9-1-2) coming up in the 7th. Creekside tied it up on the 6th, and Dupre is hit by a pitch. He takes his base. Go-ahead run. Stands on first. Libby into run. Zach Jackson, the leadoff man. 0 for 2. He's got 2 strikeouts, a walk, and he scored a run. Showing bunt, gets it down. Throw to first is in time. The sacrifice bunt gets a runner into scoring position. Now it's up to Schlegel and Belizik to give Creekside the lead. It wasn't that long ago. It's Aiden Carney, by the way. I don't think I said that we had a pitching change, and Aiden Carney is the new pitcher into the game, and that all pitching changes are brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli agency. When you are ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Now that that has been said, there's a runner in scoring position, 1 out. It wasn't that long ago that momentum was completely with the Hagerty Huskies. They had scored 4 unanswered runs. Creekside's bats were dead. Their energy was high, Creekside's wasn't. Schlegel sends this one to second. Fielded, the throw on to first will get him. Don't have a 44 on my roster. Brings up Belizik. He's got a chance to give Creekside the lead and really capitalize on this momentum shift. If not, that momentum right back to Hagerty as they're able to get out of the jam. But now a tie ball game, 7th inning. Belizik is 1 for 3. That first pitch to the backstop. Libby headed for home, and he scores! Creekside takes the lead! On the wild pitch, the Knights are back on top. Two balls, no strikes. There's that outside corner. A good frame from Morales. Another one that's getting the call. Again, I think those are balls, and that's what the batters are upset about, but that has been the call the entire game. And you've got to respect the consistency. The pitchers know where to attack now. You're seeing more of those calls because they see that outside. They see it's extended. They try to attack it. As a hitter, you got to adjust and be ready to hit it. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, or excuse me, swing and a foul back. The 2-2. Liner into center. 2-out single for Belizik. They're going to have Hudson Hyatt run for Belizik. Morton made hard contact his last time out in a line out to left. Shows bunt, pulls back, it's a ball. Had a sac bunt back in the first. With 2 outs in the inning, he'd be bunting for a single here. It's a slash, it chops. Oh, what a grab at third. The throw got him. What a play by the third baseman, Brandon Levy. But Creekside grabs the lead in the top of the 7th. And hold on, Creekside staying on the field. The umpires are talking. And he's safe. So hold your horses. It's time for Hagerty to demand an explanation. They are not. I'm going back to the replay. Right away, Chris Angelou was arguing he came off the bag. He had to stretch. And yeah, that back foot did come off the bag from the looks of it. Brings up Nick Romeo. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. Romeo 0 for 3. Creekside with their first lead since the 3rd inning. And he's trying to add some insurance. Swinging a slow chopper, goes foul down the first base side. One ball and 1 strike on Nick Romeo. Back up the middle to the shortstop. Copeland to first. He's safe, headed for home, and scoring is Hudson Hyatt. 6-4 Knights. The throw took the first baseman Torres off the bag. And it is now 6-4. Making sure that Creekside stays in the dugout. They're enforcing that even after a run, they stay in, no celebrating, from what I can overhear from the field mic. Two on, 2 out. 2 in. Back up the middle. Stopped by the glove of Carney. Throw on to first is in time to end the inning. But Creekside takes the lead and puts 2 on the board. Knights will look to close out a win over the Hagerty Huskies when we return.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Six-4 Creekside is our score, bottom of the 7th inning, and Drew Williams is trying to close the door. He's got 2, 3, 4 coming up. Showing bunt, pulling back, and taking ball 1 is Alex Pantoja. He is 0 for 3. Hagerty trailing for the first time since the 3rd inning. Two-0. Into the zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. This is a Hagerty team that had previously lost just 1 game this season. And that came yesterday to Windermere, who Creekside will face tomorrow. Another one of the top teams in the state. This is a loaded tournament field. A big-time test for everyone involved. Slap foul down the left field side. The 2-2 runs in. Count is full. Michael Bysham had warmed up in the bullpen. I'd imagine Creekside turns to him if anyone gets on base. 3-2 to center. Mike comes in and makes the catch. Williams, in a good battle there with Pantoja. He wins on the 3-2 pitch. Now Steven Chucka, he had a double back in the third inning. Strike one. 1 for 3 on the day. Drew Williams on the mound is in line for the win if the result stands. One is drilled to second, and the play is made. Joey Dugo out at second base. And now Hagerty down to their last out. It is Max Murray Jr. who's reached base all 3 times. Hagerty staying loud in the dugout. The 1-0. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Murray with 2 singles, an RBI, and a walk. He has scored once. Full windup and the pitch. Strike 1. Two balls and a strike. Williams into the windup. Line drive, foul into the Creekside bullpen. Hagerty down to their last strike. Williams delivers. High and away, 3-2. Creekside looking for some revenge after being handed a loss 2 weeks ago at Hagerty. The payoff pitch. Popped up. Shallow left center. Benechek now reeling over to left. Comes in. It's off his glove. I zoomed way too far in. Benechek did a full circle, came back to his original shortstop positioning, and it bounced off the palm of his glove. And just like that, the tying run to the plate. The wind is blowing hard today. Looking right into the sun. All came into effect there and allowed another pop-up to drop. Now Foscolo, a future Kentucky Wildcat. Oh, 1 count. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Williams set, the 2-strike offering. This is for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. Got him looking! And Creekside comes back and takes down the Hagerty Huskies. That is a huge win for the Creekside Knights in the 42 Classic. Trailing in that game in the 6th inning, Hagerty had taken a 4-3 lead back in the 4th. Momentum was not there for the Creekside Knights. They're able to find a way to put 3 runs on the scoreboard over the course of the 6th and 7th innings and get a win on the board ahead of their matchup with Windermere tomorrow night. And that, most likely, there's a good chance at least that that is not the last time these two teams see each other this season, both in the same playoff region. This could be a fun matchup come the FHSAA playoffs. But for now, Creekside takes it by a score of 6-4. That will do it for our coverage this afternoon from Jackie Robinson Ballpark. I am Noah Schlick signing off, saying see you back here tomorrow for more action in the 42 Classic.